So yeah, I've been meditating a really long time, 50 years, and I've always really loved it. And one of the things that I'm always wanting to do is to get to extract what are the really important principles and skills that really make it work. And for me, that is an ongoing, developing, creative process. You know, I teach a lot in different contexts, corporate and in Buddhist contexts, and I could say it's always developing different ways of approaching different things, different aspects. But what I'm always trying to do is both exemplify and communicate what are really important in the Buddhist approach to meditation and the teachings generally. So I'm going to start actually with a flip chart. Now I don't often do it, but I'm just in the mood. So that's what's going to happen. And that's what I'm going to do. Having a clear area of engagement is the whole thing that you're going to be doing. So when you do a meditation, when we do a meditation, say a meditation on the breath, the area of engagement is everything to do with coming into the experience of the breath and staying with it and getting more and more absorbed in the experience of the breath. So at the beginning, before you even do the meditation, there is this, what I like to call the setup period. And the setup period is just letting it sink into your mind, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to be coming into the experience of my body, staying with that experience, the experience of the breath, staying with that. And something which I'm going to call the 3 C's, which are checking. So checking is, you have the basic context of being with the experience of the breath. That's what you want to do, but periodically you check, has your mind wandered? Or is it starting to wander? So let's just say, that's the breath. You're on the breath, and then you notice that your attention is going away from it, and the skill is to notice that drift as soon as possible, or to sink away from it, or getting excited. You notice it as soon as possible, and then you clear that and you come back. So the checking is the mind wandering off from your intended area of engagement. Now checking is also the tension. So during the meditation you might notice shoulders go up, you check, and then you clear, check, clear, check, clear, check, clear, check, all through the practice. So the second C is clear. So you clear the tension as best you can, soften the shoulders, clear that random train of thought that is starting or has taken root. And then, third C, you come back. In this case, to the body and the breath. So in the setup, you are being clear in your mind that this is what you're going to be doing. This is your area of engagement. And you're going to sort of get immersed in this, involved in this, and be wholehearted about it. Be curious about it. What helps you do this? So, I'm going to sit down. Now, yes, okay. So, it's terribly boring sometimes, but I'm going to repeat myself. And I actually do think that repetition is really, really useful, because one can say the same thing from slightly different points of view each time. So what I suggest is, if this is the very first time you've ever come to a meditation class, that you take at least 10 minutes every day to do this. So if you just put your hands up, people in the room, if you've never been to a meditation class before. Cool, there's a few. Great, thank you very much. It's very useful for me to know that. So what I'm suggesting is that over the next week, you basically do what I tell you. And if you're the rebellious sort, you just deal with it, right? I'm not looking at you particularly. I could be looking at lots of people. So, and the thing about that is that it gives you a chance day by day to get proficiency in the setting up of these things, so that you really get used to it. You get used to setting up your area of engagement. It's going to be the body, the breath. I'm going to check, clear, and come back. And you really play with it. It's a format, but you bring it alive. That's the important thing. And really go, yeah, this is actually fun. You know, how, you know, did I catch it quickly enough? You know, could I have caught it a bit earlier? And in that way, you know, you get absorbed into doing it, and you want to do it. It's not like, he said I had to, and I'm not going to, or whatever. So you, in that way, you do it. And that's really, if I've got anything to say, everything else is extra to just do it. Please, just do it. It's a wonderful skill that's, all this is transferable to life. And what it means is, what I mean by that is, that everything you do in your life gets enhanced by this. That when you are clear what your area of engagement is before you do it, and you're only doing that and then absorbed in that, it's more enjoyable, you know, altogether. So that's a good motive, I think, for developing this skill and this approach in the meditation, because it just helps in your life. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to guide you through the whole process, and I'm going to do that. I might do it twice actually, because again, repetition is quite good. I'll do a short one, say 10, 15 minutes, a few minutes resting, and then we'll do it again. Now, for those of you who are very experienced and are just irritated by me doing this, just keep going. Yeah, there will be those amongst you who say, just keep going. But for the rest, take the break. It's actually very useful. So, setting up. So first of all, make sure that you're stable, poised, and comfortable in your posture, and work at it. And now is a good time, and between the two meditations you can adjust as well. It's really worth it. Oh, it doesn't work. Oh, okay. New bell. Okay. So, I'm going to guide you into the setting up, and then I'm going to ring the bell for the beginning of the meditation, which I'm going to guide you through. There'll be a bell for the end, and then there's a rest period. And then after that, we'll do the same thing again, to some degree. So, you're just first of all just being clear in your mind that for this next 10 minutes or so, you're going to be coming into the experience of your body and your breath, being sensitive to it, letting that sink in. It's experiential. And it takes time, so you're going to be patient. That's a quality. Be patient with the process. Just let it happen. And also, during the meditation, you're periodically going to check for tension and clear it. And check for when your mind starts to wander off, or has wandered off, to something, you're going to clear it, and the simplest way is just to say to yourself quietly, not now. Not now. And then come back. Boom. To the breath and the body. And then you're staying with the experience of the breath and the body and being absorbed in that. And then periodically checking, clearing, and coming back. Just let that settle in. That's what you're going to be doing for 10 minutes. You can close your eyes if you feel comfortable to do so. And then just drop in the word into your mind, at the back of your mind almost, arrive. Arrive into a sense of the body, first of all, and how it feels, its shape, and any particular sensations, perhaps which feel uncomfortable or comfortable, and if you need to adjust your posture, now is a good time to do it, quiet. Just a quick check, is there any tension in the shoulders and face? Come into them and just clear it. Soften. Drop. Be aware of the shape of your body, especially in your back, whether it feels poised or droopy or rigid. And you're looking for poised. Sort of effortless uprightness. Your head nice and poised. So you have your basic shape, your posture, the general sense of your body, coming into it, getting used to being with it. And when you need to, checking, clearing and coming back. Now bringing awareness up the back into the face and just being aware of any holding or tension in the face and softening it. And around the jaw, the upper lip, cheeks, forehead and eyes, and around the eyes, just soften, being aware of your mouth and what it's like. Is it dry or moist? Now we're going to introduce the awareness of the breath in the nostrils. The breath in the nostrils and how it feels. Just give yourself time, relax into it. So you're letting the awareness come to you into the foreground of your experience. And very gently you're going to meet that experience of the breath in the nostrils. And now, just for a few moments, I want you to do a little device, which is the microsecond before the breath comes into the nostrils, touch your forefinger and thumb together lightly and quickly, staying with the breath in the nostrils as it comes in, goes out, touch, breath coming in, and use the touch to keep you focused on the experience in the nostrils. Keeping a continuity of experience. Dropping the touching. Now, the next in-breath, feel the whole of the breath coming in and what happens as it comes in and goes out. And now you're in the whole rhythm and flow of the breath. The breath. And bring awareness low down, first of all, into the belly area, and what happens as the breath comes in and goes out. Feeling the sensations, the stretch, the movement. Being completely open to the experience. Staying with it, just dropping that in lightly. Quick check for tension, clear it, come back to the breath. Check your posture if it's drooped, adjust it, come back. And now bringing awareness more up to the heart, chest area and the experience of the breath here. How it moves the chest. Experiencing it. And knowing, moment to moment, where you are in the in and out breath. It's going out now, it's fine. You don't have to think about it, you just know. And you can use your imagination to get a sense of what it's like in the chest heart area as the breath comes into the lungs, to help you experience it. Check, clear, and come back as you need. Now bringing awareness up into the nostrils and that sensation there, and just keeping the continuity of the sensation in the nostrils of the breath. Adjusting the posture if you need to. Starting the process of setting up again for your area of engagement being the body and the breath and the 3 C's. Letting it sink in. The body. The shape, feeling of the body. What feels discomfort and comfortable in your body, and just taking it in. Letting the awareness take the whole of that range of discomfort and comfort in. without pushing away or holding to it. So an open awareness. Now bringing awareness to the point of contact between your buttocks and your cushion or your chair, and feeling what it's like. Without too much commentary, but you might have a word that says comfortable or uncomfortable, soft or hard. But it's experience that's primary. And then moving awareness up from that contact with your seat, up into the belly and the breath. We're now in the belly and the experience of the breath. Low down here. Breath in the belly. With curiosity and openness. Staying with it. And a delicate checking, is your mind starting to wander? Draw it back. And just knowing what you feel, but just asking yourself or dropping in the gentle question, and what else is here in this area of the belly and the breath? What else is here? And come into it and include it in your experience. Relaxing into the movement, letting the belly, as it were, drop. And now the breath in the heart-chest area. Clear area of engagement with the 3 C's when you need to. What's here? That's the basic question in terms of experience. What's here? How does it feel? let yourself become absorbed in it. And fill you. Your mind is being filled with the experience of the breath. And you're gently just going to that experience. And now the experience of the breath in the nostrils. And if you want to use the finger touch to help you stay with it, do it. Otherwise, just the experience. Delicate checking to stay with it. The moment you start to drift, draw back to the breath. Gently does it. Patience with the process. Checking for tension, softening back to the breath. Patience with the process. If the mind has wandered off to some random thoughts, just drop in the thought, not now, very clearly, and then come back to the breath in the nostrils and the experience of it. And resting and just absorbing how you are. And if you need to sit comfortably, then do that now. Nothing particular to do now, just sit comfortably, rest, take it in. When you're ready, opening your eyes and just taking the room in, wherever you are, in a sort of wide angle, depth of field kind of way. So not too narrow focus, not zoom focus. Take it broadly and let that be almost like the frame of mind as well. So you're in a broad depth of field frame of mind as well. Now I'm going to add something here, and that is just ask yourself, what's a word or a couple of words that describe how I am now? Just ask yourself, what's a word or two that describes how I am now? And for the people who are online, open up the chat and just type those two words or words into the chat line and send it. We're not going to do anything with it. Not everyone online will see it, but it's just useful to do. And for everyone who's here, just remember the words. Yeah? Just remember the word that expresses how you are now. Something descriptive, simple. Okay, so what I suggest, in addition to my exhortation, that you do this every day, and for the very completely new people, at least 10 minutes, is that you do this. You ask yourself at the end of it how you are, and you make a little list that you keep for the whole week. So you would have at least, well, however many times you've sat, the list of how you are at the end of the sit. So you have that list to look at, as it were, at the end of the week. And this has its own value for giving you a sense things change. Doing something